everybody, Carl Streezilla here. I hope you're all well, and welcome to some more Assetto Corsa Competition. Oh boy, Brands Hatch, second race of the career, so it's second, yeah, I think it's second race of the career. So this is the second round, Brands Hatch International, driving the Bentley GT3 Continental, the 2015, I think, 2016 variant, not the more modern, the new 2019 version. Good God, is this game good? So you might have just seen that. I do apologise for any stutters in this video. My rig was basically melting from this, from doing this recording. This takes up a lot of memory and uses a lot of resources on the computer. Now, I'm still relatively new to driving in this game, so I'm not as experienced as probably some others. So I'm sure some of you will be watching this going, oh my god, you suck, you're such a noob. And I fully agree with you, I am indeed. So right here, the Lambo gets underneath us, pushes me a little bit wide, and takes us as we go up through the back section of Brands. Now, I'd actually forgotten to change my engine's mapping, so I was actually using the lowest horsepower on the map, so I wasn't as fast as usual. Right now I've just realised that and I've changed it. Look at the difference of speed. The Bentley is ridiculously fast. This thing has got a huge engine in the front, while the Lamborghini's got a good engine in the back. This has got a massive engine in the front, and it is just all about sheer brute force and horsepower. So we get past the Lamborghini without too much trouble, and off we go. Of course, Druids, as you go up through Pilgrim's Rise, is one of the best places to overtake. Just going down to Graham Hill Bend, because you can really stop somebody getting past you. So here's a good flying lap. So we go through the Paddock Hill Bend here, very fast, right-handed, downhill, very easy to lose on that corner. Up here, Pilgrim's Rise, and into Druids. So Druids is a tricky corner. You want to drop down to about second gear. You've got to really just not push it. It feels like you want to push more. Graham Hill Bend is another one of those corners where you feel like you should be able to carry a little bit more speed. You've got to be careful because it will catch you out. Getting up to third gear, we're just getting up towards 30s, and into the corner we go. Again, another one of those corners that is a little bit tricky. There's a couple of different lines to take through here. I prefer to take a little bit of a tighter line through corners. As we go up, we're going to get to Pilgrim's Drop, and here we go, through the dip, and that's going to lead us up to Hawthorne Bend. And Hawthorne's quite tricky because it's going uphill. You do tend to lose the back a little bit. The back tries to come out on you. And now into the Westfield Bend. Again, not a bad corner. This one you can take very quickly. However, you've got to really watch out for Sheens, which is coming up now. This one is sort of cambered uphill. Now, we go into Sterling's. This corner will catch you out, and it catches me out here. Cambered left-hander, and if you brake in the slight wrong place, you will go off the track. Down Clearways and into Clark Curve. Again, a corner that's deceptively fast, but you've really got to get a corner right to get the power back onto Brabham Straight, whereas you're going to get the best speed possible, and onto another lap we go. So that mistake actually cost me dearly, and it's given the Lamborghini a chance to catch up with me. I was also suffering a bit from left front tyre heat issues as well. The left front tyre was overheating a little bit. So as we go down through Graham Hill Bend, coming up to Surtees now, and the Lamborghini's all over the back of me. Trying to ignore it the most I can, because obviously if you're watching your mirrors when you're racing, you're going to crash. And that's how you lose positions. So on the straight here, you can just see we're just pulling away from that Lambo. It has no answer for our top speed, but through the twisty bits, it's so much faster than us. I actually just had a wet race as I've been going on. We pit here, by the way, coming into the pits now. On pit exit, I was racing for fourth position. I somehow had a really good pit stop, and we tag an Audi just coming into Druids, spins us around, and we lose a fair few places here. Drop down to P9, I think it is, P9 or P10. No, P10 is the Bentley behind me. I think we're in P9. So not the best not the best thing to happen. Obviously that cost us dearly in that race. I reckon I could have got at least fourth position in that fight. I was just a bit too greedy and trying a bit too hard to get into that corner, and it really did cost me a lot. So we're going to get back on pace now, just forget about it, get back into the rhythm of driving, and that's the thing you've got to do after you have an incident like that. Get back into your rhythm, because you're thrown out of it, and you start sort of overthinking things. You might drive a little bit too aggressively as well. So we're starting to catch the car in front of us, which is another Lamborghini. That's the rebranded Lamborghini, I think. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. So anyway, we go try and duck underneath it into Clark's corner. Not the best spot for overtaking, but now we've got a really good exit, so we should have the power to get past this guy on the straight. We dummy going to the outside. He tries to block us. We then weave in. Now, can't get past him just yet. As we come down through Paddock Hill Bend, we're going up into Druids, and we've managed to get up underneath him, and this is where the power of the Bentley comes in. But he takes the inside corner of Graham Hill, pushes me out wide, I go on the marbles and off onto the grass I go. No mistakes cost me dearly. However, I was able to catch up relatively quickly with these guys. With a couple of laps to go, I was able to get back into position. So sitting in P11, I think it was. Now I really want to get into the top 10. Because that's going to give me, I think, the bronze prize, or the bronze thing. So I'm really trying hard right now. The fellow Bentley there in front of me is going to be tricky, because of course we've got the same power, but I get much better exit going on to Brabham Straight, get underneath him, then whip round and go on the outside of the Lambo. As we go into Paddock Hill Bend, just managed to keep the car on line enough, don't slide too much, the greens do lose grip, but we take the position. It was such a glorious overtake there. Two cars in the space of a straight and a corner. Felt fantastic. The other thing though was the AI were really pushing me as well. It was very hard to actually get that position, because the AI is amazing in this. And we take the flag, and I think we finished in P8 or P7, I can't remember which one now, but good finish, was very happy with that. Now on to race 2. Let's see how we go in that one. So, Blancpain Endurance has 2 races, and these are sprint races, so 20-minute races, mandatory pit stop, and this one is going to be at night. So, we're starting, I think, in P7, I think that's where I qualified, so not the... no, sorry, P5, I think. P5 or 6, well, it was relatively high up the order. Not a bad qualifying session, but I did have a few issues. And the race starts now. We get a really good launch. We got underneath the Lamborghini as we go into Paddock Hill Bend. We brake a little bit earlier, and the Lamborghini's on the outside of us. Back just tries to step out, and we get past the second car as well through Paddock. Now back up into Druids, and we're going to swing around and go back down to Graham Hill Bend. And it's so different racing at night, because it's a different skill set in here, because you've got the lights in your rearview mirror. The lights are very distracting. You've also got to use your lights to see. Brands Hatch is not a very well lit track. It's not like sort of Formula 1 where they have, you know, floodlights and things like that. Even Daytona, where they have a lot of floodlights and lighting. Brands Hatch, you're pretty much in the dark through most of the lap. The only place where there's lights is really the start-finish line and the start-finish straight, sorry, Brabham Straight. So we've managed to fight our way up into 4th position, I think it is, off the top of my head, yeah, 4th position. And we've got to start trying to catch up to the Lamborghinis, and I think it's the Audi in front. Those mid-engine supercars are very tricky to catch because they've got such good balance, and in the rain, you've got no hope. As I said, I just finished a wet race on track name now, but yeah, the Audis and the Lamborghinis were really punishing me. The Audis all finished at the top. Those things are amazingly wet. So that's a lap of Brands at night. So we'll switch to the bonnet cam now. Another lap we go through, and we're slowly catching up to those guys. The Bentley feels really good here. The other thing as well is there's been a patch recently as well, which changed a couple of physics models on tyres, and it's also added brake filter as well, brake light. So you do feel your brakes fading through the race, and if you don't get them up to temperature, you really notice that. Now, as I've said before about this sim, this game, you need a good steering wheel for it. I've got a G27 and that's amazing in this because it's calibrated so perfectly. The devs have really put a lot of effort into making this as good as possible. So we avoid the apex a little bit there. I don't like hitting curves too much because I find the tail just slips out from underneath us in this Bentley. But here we get that speed as we go up to Hawthorne, and Hawthorne, you know, you just drop a gear, go through it, nice and easy. You can sort of go mid-corner, you don't have to be right on the apex of that one. As we come up to Westfield, you want to just tap the curb there, don't run too hard to the outside, and then you're going to get down to Sheens, which is a bit of a tricky corner. You really want to go through the apex on that one because otherwise you're going to lose so much speed, and back into Stirling's. And that cambered corner, you want to get nice and low for that one. Just clip the curve and it will just take the car around for you. As you come up to Clark Curve, again, you just want to keep it nice and tight, and through we go for another lap. And we're starting to catch those guys. They're a little bit in front of us. It's not too bad, but you can sort of see here, actually lost a little bit of time as the Lamborghini behind me has caught up a little bit. A little bit of a mistake on my end. Also, again, tyre issue. Just having trouble with that right front. But you can see, it's just the AI in this game is glorious. It's so hard, which is a good thing. But it's not hard in the way that F1 2019, for instance. I really enjoy that game. I play it on a controller because it feels better on a controller than a wheel. And the AI will generally punt you up the rear more often than not as you're racing. Whereas in this, the AI actually gives you a lot of respect. It's not, you can set the aggression up and they do hit you a bit more, but it's a lot more fair, a lot easier. So we're coming up and going to take our mandatory pit stop. And this is actually what really wins me, not wins me the race, but this is what really gains me a lot of time on this race. Get a really good pit stop here, and I managed to pit when nobody else is around, so I don't have to worry about other people getting in my way and problems like that. Now, of course, with Blancpain in the Endurance Series, you need to turn your engine off when you stop. So the engine's switched off. Of course, you only have two people per tyre, but they're only allowed to sort of that many people, so it takes a lot longer for pit stops. You know, pit stops are around the sort of 40-50 second mark. Of course, you've also got to restart the car as well, and you can't do that when up on the jacks. You've got to wait till you're dropped. So you've got to be really careful. So you put your ignition on, get ready, and eventually it'll say stop, and off we go, ignition on, and we are off. And this worked out perfectly for me. I made some really good laps as I'm going through, and it paid off quite well because I've come out in 4th place. And I'm very happy about that because I'm a bit closer to those guys that I was fighting with before, which is always a good sign, and this is where the battle begins. So, we are going to skip forwards a little bit now, and as you can see, we're starting to close in on the front runners. So, sorry, we're in 3rd place, not 4th. Yeah, we managed to come out in 3rd place. I think I pitted and I was about 4th or 5th place, and I managed to come out 3rd. So, really good in-lap made it for me. One of the things that you find in sort of Blancpain and endurance is sometimes it's better to stay out a bit longer and use the overcut because your tyres are nice and warm, your brakes are nice and warm, and you can gain a bit of speed. And as you can see here on these last laps, we're gaining at a sheer rate of knots. The Bentley is absolutely flying right now, and we are getting so close. It doesn't help that those two are battling as well. The front runners are battling, which is costing them both time. And here we come for the final lap, and we're coming along. We get a really good slipstream here. We come underneath the Lambo. Who got 2nd? Who got 3rd? Oh my god, that was so close. Just a bit of slow motion here, and as we cross the line, still too hard to see here. Too close to call. There is 0.001 of a second between us on this finish. It's ridiculously close. So again, we're going to look at the front angle here. And as you see, we get a good bit of draft. The Bentley, just the power gets us up there. And as you see, as we hit the line, we are neck and neck. But I am just a smidgen ahead of the Lambo, and that gives me P2. I am so happy about that. My heart is racing from that finish. Oh my god, that was so cool. That was so much fun, that race. Yes. Pipped at the line, like stole that one from the Lambo there. That was a complete, well, show of the Bentley power. The Bentley has got some serious horses when it goes down. A few mistakes in that race. I reckon I could have won it, but mistakes are made. I got second. I didn't think I was going to get second. That is so cool. So we'll just go to the info. So, as you can see, turn that down so you can actually hear me. So, we were neck and neck at the end there. There was nothing between us. We had just got the line over Bortolotti. Yeah, and that's a class 1 for me as well, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Class victory in silver. Of course, not the prime. Second place overall is not bad, considering where the other silver drivers finished. So, oh yeah, that was pretty bloody cool.